AMD brings...
I collapsed it. Not bad.
AMD brings advanced shader delivery across all RDNA GPUs. This is actually pretty exciting. Cutting game load times down by up to 95%. Damn. AMD and Microsoft are rolling out advanced shader delivery in the Xbox PC ecosystem designed to tackle shader compilation, stutter, and long first load times in games. I wouldn't even just say first load, to be honest.
It's all the freaking time.
It's so often.
That computer building video to compare to a different computer that David and I were doing was so frustrating. We ended up waiting around for shader compilation. I kid you not, 4 times on set today.
It's very annoying. This is genuinely really cool. Honestly, first load, I think you could just kick that out of there. But anyways, instead of compiling shaders on the user's PC during gameplay, shaders are pre-built and delivered ahead of time. So games can load faster and run smoother right from launch.
Yeah, you just download it.
Yeah, how big is it?
I didn't think that was possible.
I think it's not that bad.
Weird.
Because Intel was talking to me about this. They're doing it too on the new Arc handhelds.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But how?
Yeah, I'd love to know more.
Me too.
Yeah. An AMD tweet said that the ASD reduces shader stutter and load times by up to 95%. The feature is expanding in preview and is now being supported more broadly across AMD RDNA GPUs via new drivers. However, the functionality currently only supports games played through the Xbox app. TechSpot's article on the subject says support for NVIDIA RTX hardware arrives later this year, and Intel has been also pledged to implement the feature. Hopefully they keep releasing graphics cards. Yeah, what's the worst load time you can remember experiencing? Oh.
Dude, Halo Infinite, getting that game going with a group was brutal. Because I swear, every time there was some stupid update, there would be a stupid, eternity of pre-compiling shaders. It was brutal.
I mean, we had NetNanny and dial-up combined, but a terrible combination. And I would try to load RuneScape. I've told this story on Wan Show before, but it was literally so long. I would load RuneScape, go downstairs, make a sandwich and some peach juice, because I used to love peach juice. Consume all of it, go upstairs, and it still usually wasn't done loading. And it was actually loading and would eventually actually load. So I'm talking double-digit minutes. My favorite one, though, is Morrowind, of course, because Morrowind would completely reboot your Xbox during some of the load screens. It was honestly, there was a lot of tech for Morrowind that was fascinating, like placing data on different parts of the disk for load time optimizations and stuff. And yeah, apparently it would sneakily restart your Xbox. Crazy. Some of this, Howard explained, had to do with the folks at Xbox tipping Bethesda off about a few quirks of the hardware. Great tricks they taught us. Favorite one is if you're running low on memory, you can reboot the original Xbox and the user can't tell. You can throw a screen up, like when Morrowind's loading, you get a super long load. That's us rebooting the Xbox. That was the Hail Mary. And yeah, it was kind of a known thing for Morrowind players of every once in a while you just get smashed with this insane load screen. And the thing was don't turn the Xbox off or whatever it is working, but nobody I didn't know this was it rebooting until many years after I played it.
I've seen it many times where the last frame that was sitting in the output buffer or whatever is just still there, even when it's not updating to new frames. But I guess that was a feature, not a bug.
Crazy, eh?
Huh.
So that's my favorite one. That isn't the longest one, but some of those load times were really long. And it makes sense now that the whole freaking system is rebooting and then it's loading what you needed. Yeah, crazy. I really, really used to enjoy watching some making of things. I don't remember if it was Morrowind or Oblivion or something, but I remember there was a making of one of those that was just really awesome to watch. Some of the making of I think it was probably Halo 2, but the making of extras of either Halo 1 or Halo 2 was just incredible. That's where I learned how they would intentionally make the like geography of the map that you're on in a way that it would block what you're about to see next, because it would load the enemies like right before you got there, and it would unload stuff behind you, and like all this, how they managed, again, just dealing with the memory of these consoles, really. Isn't that what I'm describing?
I think it was like 2 rocks. No, like all of the geometry and everything was just 2 models that they rotated around and scaled.
Oh,
Is that I thought that was Mario.
Mario did that with clouds.
Clouds, yeah, clouds and grass.
I know Halo, it might have been the first one, did something very similar.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no. What you're saying, it's not all the geometry. It's all of the rocks are basically 2
Yeah,
rocks.
mountains and stuff
And
like
they're,
that. And
yeah,
just
they're like
squish them
stuck
together.
in the ground, so you can't see most of it, and they'll rotate it around and stuff. Yeah, I think that's
You want a
Halo.
pebble? It's just
That's
a
a fun
teeny
one.
tiny one.
Yeah, I think that's Halo 1. It's just scaled differently.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Halo 1. I'm pretty sure that was Halo 1. Halo 1 rocks. Let's see.
It might even be 1. I don't remember. That was a while ago.
I don't remember.
There's some really good ones about, there's a good like mini doc on YouTube about racing the beam, if you're talking about Mario, because all of the game logic has to happen before the beam starts, because like you only have so much time to manipulate it as it's going down the screen every 50 or 60 seconds, right?
That's kind of funny. Oh, it's Halo 3?
No way, not Halo 3.
I thought it was Halo
Oh, racing
1.
the beam. God, Noki's fast. What the hell?
The Nokia's wicked fast.
That's insane. No, that's a great video if you have any interest in like.
All right, we've got a couple of quick ones.
One last. Halo 3 player discovers every single rock in one of the game's most memorable levels is the same rock. It's just rotated, scaled, and moved around. Like, that kind of stuff is
Instant
wicked, man.
entities, baby.
I love that stuff.
Crazy.
Anyways.
Are there pictures of this?
Pretty boring pictures. It's all the same rock.
Well, yeah, but I want to see like how they use them and stuff.
Yeah. I was just making a joke. Let me see if I can.
Okay, so here it is. So every one of these rocks is the same rock?
It's just rotated and scaled and turned around.
That's hilarious. I would never know that.
Yep. And there maybe a different amount of it is jutting out of the ground.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you only have to load 1 rock.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
And you just instance it with size and rotation, and you're done.
So cool.
Amazing.
Love stuff like that. Like when I learned that thing with Super Mario Bros. And the clouds and the grass are the same, it's just recolored. Fantastic.
There's also a really good mini doc about the Sega logo, I think, on the original Sonic, because the console couldn't produce that type of like screen update resolution. So what it's actually is, it's like 4 videos playing simultaneously, and then what they do is they break it into different scan lines and different colors, and then they swap the color buffer because it can only display so many colors, which gives you like quadruple the frame rate. So your animations can be even smoother because it couldn't physically process that amount of information that fast.
Man, what the hell?
So it's like, you're like, it's nuts. It's so cool.
I love stuff like that.